What is going on, everybody? Happy Thursday, aka the last day of the first half of the regular season for the NBA. There will be no games tomorrow. There will be, I guess, the All-Star game is this weekend, and there won't be games again, I think, till Wednesday or Thursday of next week. So a nice little break, and we're gonna try and do a little better than yesterday. I did not win the $1 million. Neither did Sheets, but we both Sheets cashed. He actually made money. I don't think I made money, but I actually at least I got some back.
Oh, you played more than one entry. Okay,
Yeah,
that's right. Okay,
yeah.
got it.
But still, it could have been worse. So we're ready to get into it. We're ready to talk about today and see if we can end this first half on a high note. Sheets, any overall thoughts?
Yeah, everybody on my everybody's doubtful. What's going on here? Let's see.
Hey, this is what happens. The last slates before of course, they had to put the biggest tournament of the year in Mr. Doubtful time. Like it was rough.
No, but I mean, I ran these projections. It seemed like only like a half hour ago, but the entire Utah team is doubtful.
I mean, I feel like the whole entire Utah team has been doubtful the first half of the year, so they're staying consistent with it. No,
but it's like weird because they all had projections, and now they all have red Ds: Markkanen, Collins, and Clarkson.
Yeah, they played last night. I'm going to guess that they are going to be out. So, yeah, yeah. I don't know what to say on that one.
Okay.
It does seem like that it's going to be probably a slate we can attack better at 7 Eastern time than we can right now, because I do think there's going to be a lot more news. Even there's nothing that's going to surprise me. Everybody played last night. It's a back-to-back for everybody. So I just think there's going to be a lot of people sitting in the last game before the All-Star break, as they usually do. With that said, though, do you want to try and should we take a stab at this?
Sure, why not?
All right, why not? All right, first up, Sacramento and New Orleans.
Right. Well, nobody looks like they're at least doubtful for Sacramento, at least for now. Nobody looks like they're doubtful. Well, Brandon Boston is now doubtful. I had him at like a 5-6x projection. Now he's doubtful. Aside from that, everybody looks like they are okay. I guess Missy at 5.5x is a decent play for New Orleans. And then if they play him, I guess Sabonis looks reasonable enough. And then I have Jose Alvarado at 5K, who is typically a guy who I do not like to play as chalk. But we shall see. Like right now, he's looking to be one of the better point per dollar plays on the slate. But again, who the hell is playing for Utah tonight? That's really a very legitimate question. What do you like from this first game?
Yeah, so I think look, if there's not other value, Keon Ellis is going to show up. He had a monster game the other night at like 0 ownership. I think he was literally 0 owned, and he made 6 threes in the first half. He had like 35 at halftime. I don't know what he ended up with, but I like Keon Ellis as a player. It would be Sacramento's trying to win games. Otherwise, I would think that somebody might be sitting. So I'm just going to assume they're letting it roll. Good pace matchup again. The rematch thing. I think I have it ranked Sabonis, Levine, DeRozan, Monk, but I think all of them are in play, and just a good pace matchup. On the New Orleans side, Missy I think is a really good play. With no Zion. I'm assuming Zion doesn't play tonight, even though he's just doubtful and the projections haven't updated. I think Missy's going to look really good. I think Alvarado's going to look really good, and I think Trey Murphy is going to look really good. I think Bruce Brown may look really good, and I think Carlo Makovich might look good. It just depends on
Bruce Brown is on New Orleans now.
He's on New Orleans. I don't know what he's doing over there, but he's traveling around, and hopefully they cut him. He can sign with a contender because that guy's a really good asset to have for a good team.
Hey, I have a question. So we haven't talked since then. What happened with the Dalton Connect trade?
Oh man, it was brutal. So Mark Williams failed the physical.
Okay.
It was a shame because it's made things kind of awkward, and also Mark Williams, I think, was like the right answer, the right idea for what the Lakers were trying to build for the future. So a little disappointing, but it is what it is. And now it's very awkward with Connect because he doesn't know what to do, and he just feels strange. They don't realize that he's actually like a good player. That's why we could get a lottery pick for you. Anyway, but so they're kind of stuck a little bit where they're at. Somebody will end up getting like cut or re-signed, and they'll probably sign somebody like that. But it's just we thought we had our guy for the future. All right, Golden State in Houston.
I don't know how these guys ended up. How did Golden State end up last night?
I think they won. Didn't I don't know if they won. I think they won. Let me just double check.
I mean, you think both of these? I was about to say you think both these cats play again.
Well, that's the thing is that like we have to treat it differently, right? Like they're in a totally new situation where they kind of just have to win games. And yeah, they ended up losing by 4. Yeah, based on that, I would guess that they play. That's just my guess, though.
How about the Sengun was not doubtful. Sengun was questionable, and he ended up playing last night.
Mm-hmm.
He's live to sit. You know.
Yeah, what do we do with this projection on Amin Thompson? Feels like it should be 55.
Move it up by 10 points. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Like, what is going on with this? Like, there's 2 guys I've been 100% sure, 100% right about: Amin Thompson and Dyson Daniels. I have no idea. Their projection is always like 10 points too low.
Amin Thompson, I think the last time he scored 40 was in college.
Right, right. They were doing I was listening to a trade show the other day, and they were talking about whether you would trade Amin Thompson whether you would trade Amin Thompson for Giannis. That's how highly people think of him in the NBA.
Wow.
And it was like it was a thinker, and then like, yeah, probably. But
yeah,
like,
exactly.
It was like, but it was a thinker, you know. So they rated him as the 5th most valuable trade asset in the NBA.
Wow,
that's pretty wild. Behind the the big 4, there's 4 guys much better than everybody else in the league. It's pretty wild. Well, assuming that these guys do play, maybe Draymond would be the one to sit if anything. What do you like here if they do play?
I'm getting more Houston's than the other ones. So I'm seeing Jalen Green as a decent play, and I'm seeing Cam Whitmore as a decent play.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we obviously have to manually upgrade Amin Thompson until further notice.
Yeah,
I'm not getting much of Golden State though.
Yeah, it's tough. I think that if Draymond sits, I think both Jimmy and Curry are viable. I don't know why these projections are so low. It does feel like the half projection, the weird like they may sit projection on Curry and Butler. I'll just go ahead and say I think Butler's a really good play here. Like I think that regardless of anything, 8K is fair. He can play back-to-backs. He has no problem with it. So I do like Butler on the Golden State side. And again, it's just a misprojection on Amin Thompson. It is a back-to-back, which look, they're not going to try and stop winning games either. So I don't really know exactly what to say about that one.
Hey, do we have any All-Star game snubs today?
I feel like Amin Thompson has the best argument. I think I don't think he made it. I don't think he made it. He would be my biggest, but usually is the day after where I really like to attack it. But yeah, last game before the break, it's probably a good point to look out for. Sabonis, but he's not like he's a nice guy, you know.
Right,
He doesn't really have that bone in him. But yeah, I love Thompson, Whitmore, then Brooks, then Şengün if they all play. But one of Thompson, Green, or Şengün feels like you're supposed to play at least one of them. So for me, it's always going to be Thompson, but I'm open to Şengün. And then we have a little bit of a catch me up game, right? This OKC Minnesota.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards again looks like he's kind of in play, 9,600. I do feel though as though everybody's sort of like limping into the All-Star break a little bit here, you know.
Yeah.
So the good news is I do think that it's going to be kind of a lackluster slate, which is usually good for me. So I mean, do you think Edwards? Well, actually, you know what? This is a game against what could be the best team in basketball. You know, so they're going to be up for it. Now Shea, I know Shea is starting in the All-Star game, right? I presume.
Yeah, Shea is, of course, yes.
And Anthony Edwards, I'm sure, is in the All-Star game.
Yes.
Just double checking all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Edwards always has upside. Shea always has upside. I don't see any value from either side.
Yeah, I'm with you. For me, it's just honestly, it's just Edwards or Naz Reid. They're going to need every bit of it. It's tough to beat OKC. Miami was beating the hell out of them last night, and they still lost. OKC is tough, man. But this is OKC on the road on a back-to-back. I do like Edwards. I think he gets up for these big games, and he's going to try and take over, and we'll see how it goes. Basically, as simple as that. I think he's the right type of play though tonight. Edwards, one of the three from Houston, one of the big three from Sacramento. Those would be the guys I'd be spending up on this slate.
So Dallas, Miami. I wouldn't. Did Dallas win last night somehow?
Dallas did not. Dallas did win. Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I can't. Again, last game before the break, did they play PJ Washington? That's the question. Or they just rest him. You know, it helps.
Yeah.
They got the win last night. If he's out, like you were saying in the chat last night, then just basically a bump to everybody.
I can't imagine that they would sit him out last night and then play him tonight. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Right. I guess, but well, maybe still want to play him on back to back. I don't know.
I just don't think he's playing. Period.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Prosper, I guess. Kyrie. I mean, why not? He's been doing better. So I guess both those guys. I guess Kyrie Irving and Prosper. Miami, I'm not getting much of anything. You know what? Bam's always has his 5x projection, so I guess he looks fine.
Yeah, I'm just guessing that someone would sit for Miami, but maybe not. If they don't, Bam is the only one I'm interested in Miami. But I think we're going to hear some things after shoot around. It's just my guess. This Prosper thing, even though it worked for Miami, it's hard to ignore the value with how few. I mean, they just have no big guys, and Miami plays like two bigs. So if you're playing a showdown or a small slate, and you're going to hear a name that you've never heard before, I'm pretty sure. If you're playing a showdown or a small slate, you're going to want to play some Kyler Kelly. Exactly, Kyler Kelly. He's the closest thing to a big Dallas has. Last night they could get away with it against Golden State by Jason Kidd saying, "Oh, everybody's going to play center for us tonight." I'm not sure that's the case against Miami. So I think you might see Kyler Kelly minutes, but I don't think you can do it on the full slate. There's just, and also they didn't make him cheap. They like speculatively made him 4,300, even though he's never played more than 3 minutes in an NBA game. So he's my showdown or small slate play. I did really well in the showdown last night, by the way. I was a little tilted from the other early slate. I ended up chopping the showdown, the late night showdown with the Clippers.
Nice. What we have, 15?
$1,500.
Nice.
Nothing crazy, but just was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But anyway, Prosper in order of like relevance: Prosper, Kyrie, probably Kessler Edwards, then Exum if he plays. If Exum is out again, just go right back. I think we go right back to Christie. Klay Thompson on a back-to-back, I'm not going to play against Miami here. And it was against Golden State last night. Obviously, always an emotional game for him. He played great. And that's pretty much it for my Dallas.
I'm telling you, I know what happened last night in this Clipper Utah game. Whoever the coaches in Utah said, "Dude, you what an amazing win you guys had. You all get tomorrow off. Enjoy your break." I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Yeah.
Lowry, Kessler, Collins, Clarkson. You got to win over the Lakers. Go enjoy with your families. We'll see you after the break. Pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. And
let's let guys that play that Eric can say who is. But these guys I've actually heard of, like Keontae George. I've heard of him. I've heard of Filipowski. I've heard of Svi still in the league. Look at him. Sensabaugh. So I'm presuming that all those guys are out, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way that any of them.
And I'm also like this Clippers by 8 line is probably going to be low at the end of the day, if that's the case. So I mean, listen, we'll see who's starting, but I mean, hell, I mean, aren't all those guys in play? But before I say that, I mean, like, it's not like, first of all, it's not like these guys are 3K.
Yep.
But, and usually I hear that Bobby voice in my head that Utah just always finds guys to put on the floor somehow.
Yeah.
You got 5 guys that are out. I mean, like, yeah,
it's true.
It's a lot of guys that are out. It's going to be tough to fade all of them.
Yeah, I think they only have 10 guys available from what I can tell. And like Collier, Mikhailuk, Zhuzhang, Micah Potter, and Filipowski are the projected starters. Ignore these projections because they don't mean anything. I think Cody Williams more likely starts than one of those guys, but whatever. There's 10 bodies. You're probably going to need the Utah value tonight, and at least they're not 3K. I think it's actually good they're not 3K. I think that Svi is going to be like an automatic. I think Filipowski is going to be pretty close to automatic, and I think you're probably going to want one more of them. I guess this is the way it goes. They're going to be dead. I mean, look at these guys. They're down just from last night's game, and then scroll down, and they're already missing. You know, you already don't have Sexton and Hendricks. The guys who are projected at 0 right now are going to be the highest owned players on the slate, and for good reason. So, I think you're going to have a minimum of 3 of Utah, is my guess.
This is ridiculous. So I want to read you I'm going to read to everybody the note on Chris Dunn. Okay, so he's questionable.
Yeah.
It says, Dunn suffered an unknown injury and was unable to finish Wednesday's 128-114 win. Independent writer reports. Okay, that's fair enough. So here's a quote. Well, Coach Tyronn Lue said he couldn't remember the specifics of Dunn's injury, but said Dunn should be available for Thursday. What?
What the hell is that? And by the way, I just realized I didn't chop the freaking thing. God damn it.
Really?
It's just behind it. Damn it.
He got hurt, maybe, but I don't remember. I mean, what is that?
That is weird.
Yep. So they said he should be good to go. 3,700. Sounds good to me. I guess maybe he's had to go to the bathroom or something. I have no idea. I really have no idea what that is.
It just reminded me because he was my hero from last night. I don't know what that is. He's fine, is my guess.
Ben Simmons was out Wednesday due to return to competition reconditioning.
And there's no Kawhi.
Ugh. That'll be my last play before the All-Star break is Ben Simmons. I don't know.
This is it. We marry ourselves to Ben Simmons tonight. That's what we do. I actually don't mind it, to be honest with you. It's extremely speculative, but I like that he's not 3K. So it can be speculative. Like, he's not going to be like everybody plays him. I actually think that Ben Simmons is kind of like an interesting dart, but it's got to be looked at as just that. It's a dart. You know, you can't expect more than like 12 fantasy points. But if you happen to,
but you could get 50 out of that.
Yeah, you could. Like, especially in this situation on a back-to-back when he hadn't played. I think this might be, maybe this is the Ben Simmons game. Maybe that's my big move for tonight.
And the Utah, like, sitting everybody could turn into a whole clown fiesta. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And layups and dunks and missed and putbacks and all kinds of Ben Simmons stuff.
Yeah, it seems like a Ben Simmons type of game. I totally agree. I like the Simmons. I mean, I'm in.
Head right into the All-Star break with a 4X performance from Ben Simmons.
Hopefully more than a 4X.
No, that's what I'll end up getting. I think.
Oh yeah, we'll probably get like a 2X, but there's the occasional 9X that you're gonna get, and you just never know.
Yep.
Not with that guy. All right. Well, we'll be live at 7 Eastern.
7 Eastern.
We'll be live, and good luck in your